A legend. That means I'm past the age of 40. I'm on my way to my grave. I'm very well, thank you.
You've got your dogs with you, as you can hear.
He's just found a squeaky ball. I've got Louis and Millie. Louis a spaniel, and I've just given him, because I've got this rather large dressing room, a squeaky ball, so he's desperate to be part of the interview. Luckily, you're a dog lover, and if there's any other strange sound, it's because my other little dog, Millie, she's got a chew, and she's making an awful kind of squelching noise with it. It's a home from home now, really.
I was just going to say, does this make it more palatable? Because life on the road is really quite grim, isn't it?
Do you want me to take that noise away from you?
No, it's all right, it proves we're here, doesn't it?
It can be tough, life on the road, but I always...
I feel bad now. I feel like we've ruined his day.
No, he's fine. He's wagging his tail and looking at me with a smile on his face. It can be tough on the road. You're all over the place, a new place every week. Personally, I find it an adventure, and I usually stay out of the city centre with my dogs, and we find lots of nice places to walk.
Do you get people bothering you all day wanting to shake your hand and get autographs and things like that?
No, I don't think they recognise me, because I always look different whatever role I do. You know, and I can see people kind of going, is it? Maybe it is. Doesn't look quite like her. And walking on, or a few people nudge, but they're pretty nice. I don't mind in the least bit. It's an honour to be recognised, truly, because, you know, it means that people like your work and will come and see you in the theatre.
Is your life fun today? Because you can pick and choose. I mean, you're up there with the best. You don't do any old rubbish, do you? And you're not filmed coming out of clubs 3 times a week. You're kind of in a good place now.
I'm in a very good place. I am blessed. And I'm very aware that a lot of people are struggling and are having a really tough time. But yeah, I mean, I live with the most marvellous man, and I've got a career that I really enjoy, and I'm healthy, and you can't really ask for more.
You're in this play with Martin Shaw, and you've worked together before. Is it fun to be back on the road with him?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if he likes me saying it, but I always look on us as a pair of old socks. We're matched well. You know, I just love him. I think he's a terrific actor, a really phenomenal actor. And he's great fun, and we're both vegetarians, and we both kind of have an interest in things spiritual, and it's lovely. It's lovely to be working with a friend. You can have a huge amount of trust and a giggle as well, and it's very important to have a giggle.
Must be interesting for him, because he was in this play before, but he was playing the juvenile lead. Now he's playing the old cock, isn't he? It's amazing how time moves on.
The old cock. I'm not sure that he wants to be referred to as that. But I do say, drink your coffee, Rooster. So yes, he is, absolutely. I think he thought about it carefully before he did it, but it's a wonderful play, and it's a really challenging part for him, in which I have to say he is giving a phenomenal performance. The words tour de force come to mind, so I think he's pretty pleased to be doing it now. I hope he is.
What are you most proud of? Because you've done so much good stuff. There aren't many people who get the jobs you've got, and that's not luck, because you can only fake that so far. What's impressed you the most? What have you enjoyed the most?
Ooh, goodness me. One of my first films was a film called Local Hero, which is an extraordinary film, and it's in people's top 10 films of their favourites, which was an honour to be in. I did a play called The Miracle Worker, which was one of the most moving experiences of my life. That's about the Helen Keller story, and I played Annie Sullivan, who teaches Helen, who's deaf and blind, to speak with her hands. Very, very exciting piece to do. And I just finished, this is my 3rd West End play this year. It's sort of silly, really, but I did something at Christmas time in London called A Daughter's a Daughter, which was written by Agatha Christie, but under her pseudonym, Mary Westmacott. And it's an extraordinary piece, and a piece of work I was very proud of. Woman of substance on the television, and Barbara Taylor Bradford's home, Armley, near Leeds. I feel like I've come home in a strange way. You know, I think I should go on an old woman of substance sort of tour. Perhaps if I put a placard up, I could make a bit of moonlighting on the side, you know. One of the first plays I did was at the Liverpool Playhouse, and Bill, my partner, warned me. He said, if they like you, you're fine. You'll know in 10 minutes. If they don't like you, they'll sit on their hands. To do a comedy in London can be a very disheartening thing, because the Germans, the Dutch, the Japanese, the Americans don't have quite the hold on the language. And what they say about America, it's 2 nations divided by a language, by the same language. You know, it really is. But yeah, I mean, northern audiences, if they like you, they are very warm. So I'm just praying.
You've worked with so many great people. Who's impressed you the most? Who's taught you the most?
Do you know what? Probably Martin. He is really is seriously one of our best actors, both televisually and on stage. And just working with him all those years in John Deed has just been a total and absolute privilege.
And again, when you look at what you did on Judge Deed, people loved you for it and fell in love with you, literally. You kind of fell in and out of love with each other, though, didn't you? What's really going on there?
It's one of those wonderful love-hate relationships. Can't live without, can't live with. And you know, the tragedy of it is that people still come up to us and say, you're going to do some more John Deed. But the BBC don't want it. It was a huge hit. It would still be a hit. And they don't want it because there's a new guy there and he doesn't want anything before his time. So I guess perhaps, you know, if people want to campaign on Twitter or Facebook, they might be forced to bring us back. But until then, ta-ra John Deed.
What about the halcyon days of TV when they had the budget to make it? But there aren't as many good quality programmes like Judge John Deed anymore. Do you think you've had the best days, or do you think they'll come back?
I think they have to come back. I think things do go in swings and roundabouts. And I think that there's a huge amount of fear in the upper echelons of people who make the decisions, and they don't trust that audiences have the brain to want something that's a good drama well put together. History proves otherwise, and I really do think that things will change. I mean, look, America, about 10 years ago, their television was appalling, and just recently they've had the best television. They've had Mad Men, they've had Damages, they've had The Wire, they've had some other things as well. Absolutely brilliant television. So it's got to settle, and people have got to find a bit of money, obviously, and then find the courage to do it. I think they will.
Thank you so much for talking to me and for being you, because you're a big star, and looking forward to seeing you tonight.
Well, I hope we do well for you. Thank you.